But my world is strictly cash and carry, and I am Clay Davis. My people need something, they know where to find me. Let me tell you, brother, I step out the door, hit the corner of Mosier and Pennsylvania, you better believe my pockets are bulging. But by the time I get to Robert Street... Objection! Objection, Your Honor!
The 10 worst, most disliked, most corrupt characters on The Wire, Part 2.
Got your running shoes on? You're in.
The previous top 10 focused on just the street cats. This one we're mostly focusing on the cops and politicians. Anything above street level. Quick disclaimer, y'all, this video was just as challenging to make as the previous video. Honestly, I don't know which list is worst.
What, should he bifocals or something? What?
Yeah, the street cats might have been more violent.
Go ahead, Nay. Get your pack off.
But the level of corruption displayed by some of these characters on this list is unmatchable.
The one that lays them golden eggs.
There's some powerful people on here. Valchek destroyed Frank Sabaka's whole timeline.
And I will burn them out of time.
Over a goddamn Jesus piece. A window, yo.
No good for you, Frank. You don't want my finger in your eye. You better do what's right here.
Let the pettiness begin. Chop Shop family, I never ask y'all for anything. I need your opinion on number 6. So do your boy Big Rich a solid and let me know your thoughts on number 6. This is a special one, y'all. I'm gonna let Bodie Brodus start this one off for us.
Hey, y'all know what it is. Brick City's finest, J.D. Williams, a.k.a. Bodie Brodus. Y'all already know what it is. Chilling with Big Rich right here on the Chop Shop. Make sure y'all hit them likes, subscribes, do all this stuff. But we'll get with y'all later. Y'all already know. Peace.
I'm Lieutenant Marimo.
Number 10. One of the most disliked cops in the whole series, the unit killer, Lieutenant Marimo.
Okay, here's the New World Order, guys. I want good, quick rips. 6, 10, 12 felony cases a month.
I mean, he had no game, no creativity. And with these new school hustlers, those old school tactics do not work anymore. One of the more satisfying scenes on this show is watching this man run up in an old folks' home that's mistaken for a stash house.
Zeros on the warrants. Minor arrests on the designated corner, sir.
They were tipped.
I mean, how stupid and foolish can you look? This man's sole purpose was to destroy major crimes. This is the only time Herc looked smart on this show.
We had this as a stash house? According to the wiretap. How long ago? They move them around, you know.
We do not put red up on the board voluntarily.
Jay Landsman. There's 2 reasons why Jay is on the list. First one is how he handled Lester and Bunk when Lester was finding the bodies in the vacants.
An experiment. Me. I'm dealing with Madame Curie here.
Now understand this might fuck your stats up. But these people ain't asked to be murdered. And Lester's just doing his job.
We find these in the plywood anywhere in the city, and there's a body inside.
And when it came time to buckle down and have your man's back, all you did was shit on him and worry about numbers.
We do not put red up on the board voluntarily.
Jay, the bodies are in the houses.
And secondly, and more importantly, you came off as a creep and a weirdo season 1.
And the other wrapped around my magnificent flaccid 4 1/2 inch wonder.
But the look in your eye and the look on Raw's face, ooh, still gives me the creeps.
What Layla Kaufman's nipples look like when her bathing top slipped off at the Hillendale pool swim party.
We all know where Rawls likes to spend his spare time. I respect the fact that Jay went in there, spoke to the boss, and did what he had to do to help McNulty keep his job. But good goddamn, bro, you couldn't give a better reference than this?
It makes him an asshole. I know, but it's also what makes him good police.
Everything that happened, everything that guy said when I got to him, every last word is in my notes!
Scott Templeton. Reading the comments in the last video, a lot of y'all really dislike Scott. But let's keep it a stack, let's keep it 100. All Scott was a bullshit artist. That's it.
You told me something else. I wrote what Mr. Hanning told me.
There's way worse people on this list than Scott Templeton. Everyone was calling Scott out on his bull. This man.
Man, get him out of my face.
Of course, Gus.
Scott?
But none more better than McNulty. In one of the best bits of dialogue in all of season 5, McNulty puts him in his place and lets him have it.
You know why I can tell you all this? Because you lying. You're as full as I am.
I can't lie, I gotta respect Scott's gangster here. To throw this notepad, knowing there's not a damn word written in it, for you to show that bit of confidence and stick with the lie through and through, your ass deserves a round of applause for this.
Everything that happened, everything that guy said when I got to him, every last word is in my notes!
Because if anyone would have just picked this notebook up, they would have saw that you were completely full of. Only Homegirl had the courage to open it up. And what happens to Scott? Did he get fired? Did he get suspended? No, his lie messed around and won him a Nobel Prize, a Pulitzer, or some shit. This shit right here is The Wire in a nutshell, y'all.
You shit all over yourself. All over me, all over this department.
Let's get this tool out the way early. Commissioner Burrell.
Come to see a dead man walking?
For such a powerful position, he didn't seem to have much power. Everyone seemed to own him. From Clay,
Lieutenant,
to the judge, Carcetti, to worst of all, Valchek.
Major? You sent me a detail of humps, Irvin.
We can discuss this tomorrow.
No, I think we discussed it now.
But what I disliked most about Burrell is how he would on Daniels.
And now I got wiretaps, pager clones, affidavits coming out of my ass. And you're in people's shit where you're not supposed to be.
Especially when the commissioner would have someone around him. He always tried to sun Daniels. Watching these scenes used to make my blood boil.
You shit all over yourself. All over me, all over this department.
I couldn't stand how Burrell played the bitch with everyone else. But when it came to Daniels, he was some big bad super boss. He damn sure wouldn't try that shit with Valchek.
I got all kind of shit I can throw.
It came full circle, though. For Burrell to lose his job to Daniels, that shit had to be like pouring salt on the wound.
But if I'm approached, my answer will be to decline the position and say I serve at your pleasure.
Just for Baltimore to end up with Valchek at the end. I might be the only one who feels this way. I would have liked to have seen Rawls get a crack at that shit. At the end of the day, isn't Rawls just a less corrupt version of Valchek?
Officer Walker.
Next up, we got the police.
What, you need bifocals or something? What?
Now, I know there's already a ton of cops on this list, but there's no way I can do a top 10 without highlighting these two officers. Officer Colicchio and Officer Walker.
And a very good evening to you, Officer Colicchio.
Fuck yourself with a 40 shit breath.
I've been racking my brain for hours on this topic, trying to decide who's the worst between the two.
Baltimore's finest right here. Thank you.
Chop Shop family, it's 2023. We're doing it big this year. I had to go ask the man himself. So I went and found Officer Walker, Johnny L. Brown.
Officer Walker.
And I found him and I had to ask him this question to his face. Between all the cops on the show, who do you think was the worst officer on The Wire?
The answer to that question is really based on my personal experience. I had a full splitting headache playing Officer Walker on that show.
Did you?
Real. And I have to go with that character that I played, in my opinion, is the worst officer on the show.
What you did to Donut to this day is still one of the more harder scenes to watch on the show.
I think that hurts.
No.
You're so smart.
I didn't think you were gonna go through it hurting him. Like when you read for that scene and Mr. Simons or whoever was doing that episode told you how this was gonna work. Like what was your initial reaction from that?
I never read for that particular scene. They kept that scene hidden.
Mm.
One of the things where no one knew about it until really the day of shooting. So that morning, we got up for breakfast, and the kid that played Donut, he read the script. And he looked at me and he was like, did you read it? And I was like, nah, I didn't get a chance to read it yet. He said, it's crazy, man. Like, so he got real nervous. Like he was super scared. Because he thought, he asked his mom, am I going to break his fingers for real?
Those scenes did have an intimidating presence about you. You were tall, stocky, deep voice. To a kid that's 100 pounds soaking wet, shit, I'd be uncomfortable too. Do you really think he was nervous shooting this scene?
Oh, 100%. He was scared out of his mind. I had to have a pep talk with him in the van on the way to the set.
That's nuts.
It was something else. It really was. So that scene specifically that you talked about, it was just one of the things that they kind of sprung on us.
Chop Shop family, make sure you got notifications on. Me and Mr. Brown got a full interview dropping soon.
That's about 10.
And I'm gonna have his YouTube channel link in the description. Make sure you click the link and show him some love. Let him know Chop Shop sent him. I battled this in my head for hours. Officer Walker, Officer Colicchio. Officer Colicchio was out of control.
What's all that about?
Can't bust every head, Tony.
I can't.
And I do believe at some point, he would have killed somebody and used the badge as an excuse. But if we're talking about in the moment, we're talking about things that happened on the show. Officer Walker is hands down the most disgusting cop on the show. He was the only adult on the show to inflict pain on a child.
You know how many cars you hit?
What?
That crack, that scream.
You think that hurts?
No.
I tell you, this is one brutal ass scene in my opinion.
Let's see how easy you boost a car now.
Mr. Brown, it was fun, but we gotta move on to number 5.
Baltimore is knee-deep in blood, and unless this guy can hang a Democratic legislator, he couldn't give a damn.
Next up, number 5, we got the mayors, Carcetti and Royce. Real shit, the only issue I had with Royce was he didn't lock his door. Honestly, following Carcetti around season 3 and season 4 really ain't do much for me. All that hard work, those 2 seasons, just to fall flat on your face when your ass gets the job. You were making promises you couldn't keep. You wanted Daniels to lie about the numbers. And worst of all, you ain't take the money. Hold on, let me stop this shit. Police, commissioners, politicians, even the mayor. Did anyone on the wire give a fuck about Baltimore?
Baltimore is knee-deep in blood, and unless this guy can hang a Democratic legislator, he couldn't give a damn.
This man's mayor for 5 minutes and he's already worried about the governor's job. Moving pieces around to position yourself to be governor?
When the governor threw that 50-some million on the table, you should have picked that shit up.
He takes the state bailout and he never becomes governor.
He shorts the police department, the crime rate stays up, he ain't no governor neither.
My man Norman, one of the most underrated characters on the show. Let him have it and put him in his place.
Just a weak-ass mayor of a broke-ass city.
Feel better?
A little bit.
Shout out to Aidan Gillian. He's played 2 influential characters on 2 of the most important shows in television history.
Chaos is a ladder.
Because he did a great job as Carcetti, but he absolutely killed it as Peter Baelish.
Y'all collect bugs down now? Who own these towers?
Next up, we got Herc.
How about a hand job?
We're gonna spend some time on this, brother. Looking back at season 1, this moment right here, if this show would have ended, all 3 of these scrubs would have made the list.
Stay down.
Y'all collect bugs down now? Who own these towers? Cause we coming back. I'm sick of this shit.
Let's keep it a stack. 2 of them eventually showed growth. One of them stayed exactly who they were meant to be. My man Herc. This man was the Ziggy of police.
Confidential informant number 238, registered with the department. See, we get you registered, we get paid.
Every move he made was stupid, selfish, or unnecessary. Fuzzy Dunlop? Really?
We're not even gonna use your real name. You're gonna be registered as Fuzzy Dunlop, a street name.
Fuzzy Dunlop.
Yeah, right.
But let's get serious here. Randy. Like your partner said.
Know how to make an interrogation work? Leverage.
Without leverage, you got nothing. And Herc, for you to sell this kid out the way you did.
You mean Randy?
Everything that proceeded to happen to Randy after this interrogation is 100% on you. This kid lost everything.
Randy.
I mean, think about this, y'all. He walked in on the mayor getting some toppy and still couldn't use that shit to his advantage. If that was me, like Valchek said,
careers have been launched on a hell of a lot less.
I would have been commissioner in 3 months, yo.
What I wouldn't give to be in your shoes right now.
Get in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on her.
Got your running shoes on? You're in.
Number 3, Clay Davis. This man Clay was corrupt to his soul.
Got your running shoes on? You're in.
But his game was so on point.
Goose.
The one that lays them golden eggs.
He worked Stringer Bell like no one else could.
I'm ready to run now.
3 years. Crawl, walk, and then run.
$250,000? Not to mention all the money you've already took from him?
If you are still in possession of that kind of mentality, then you are definitely not ready.
You had this brother hook, line, and sinker. But Clay, you were playing a dangerous game, bro. You had Stringer out here ready to light your ass up.
I need you to hit somebody.
Who we hitting?
Clay Davis.
Good thing Avon got some sense.
I think Slim gonna have to sit this one out, boss.
But your ass was this close to getting got.
Yo, you kill a downtown nigga like that, the whole world gonna stand up and take notice.
But I gotta ask you, Wire fans, where's the justice on this show? Who's held accountable for the bullshit that they do? Clay Davis was caught red-handed.
I'm saying we had reason to stop Mr. Price and effect a body search, after which we discovered $20,000 in cash and abandoned manicured bills. That's all I'm saying.
$20,000 worth of drug money. This man should have been under the jail. Y'all quick to give D'Angelo 20 years. But Clay Davis got on that stand and did what he did.
Some went to pay everyone's BGE, because half my district was gonna have the heat turned off. And then some went for puff jackets for them that got children in need.
He got in everyone's head just like he did Stringer Bell. And this man walked. Not only that, he kept his position as a politician.
Got your running shoes on? You're in.
I said this shit earlier with Scott Templeton. This is just another example of The Wire being The Wire.
That's baking soda, which Mr. Bratton intended to sell to Orlando Blocker. You can keep it with our compliments.
Next up on the list, my second favorite corrupt lawyer, Levy. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, it took till season 2 before I realized Levy wasn't this guy.
I spoke to Debbie Biblo. She said to say hi.
I was like, man, this man's acting his ass off. Nah, but serious shit. Levy's another character, just like Clay Davis. We liked him, but corrupt to the core. Levy's telling Avon to get rid of certain people, put charges on people. This shit can't be legal, y'all.
That's baking soda, which Mr. Bratton intended to sell to Orlando Blocker. You can keep it with our compliments.
But there's nothing more better, nothing more classic than what Omar said to this man in the courtroom.
I got the shotgun. You got the briefcase. It's on the game though, right?
He was spot on. 100% right. That's why it hurt Levy so much.
Drugged. Excuse me? What?
They're both robbing the street cats. Omar does it with the gun. Levy does it with his expertise. I ain't gonna lie, Levy was good at his job. The only one who had the nuts to call him out besides Omar was McNulty.
She's a member of your twisted little tribe, so she's putting it into your twisted little language. Me, I wouldn't wipe my ass with a Baltimore lawyer.
Can't lie though, shit hits the fan. Levy's one of those lawyers I need on my side though. Not to mention, look how we got Bodie off. Bodie was standing there, he didn't know what the fuck Levy was talking about. Let me ask y'all this, if y'all get jammed up, are y'all giving Levy a call?
He rain made you. A guy says if you pay him, he can make it rain.
You didn't for a minute think that... Oh, Jesus, Bill.
Moving on to number 1, Commissioner Valchek. I know that shit don't even sound right.
Commissioner Valchek.
That's a scary thing to give this man that type of power. I said this shit in the intro. He ruined Frank Sabaka's life over a Jesus piece, over a window in a church.
I had people working on a window for the nave up St. Casimir's since Easter. You know that? I took money from half a dozen different people, told them where it was gonna go.
I mean, they got Daniels out of retirement to catch Frank Sabaka.
Give me that black lieutenant that did Barksdale.
No, Daniel's put in his papers. He's gone. Out the door.
Didn't meet the pension board yet.
Now look, y'all, real shit. I don't care how clean you are, how good of a person you are.
And your window.
If you put eyes on you 24/7, you bound to make a mistake.
What about Frank Sabaka? I'm not hearing his name in here anywhere.
Valchek ruined Frank Sabaka's whole timeline.
And I will burn them out of time.
Ziggy Sabaka, Nick Sabaka, he got them all up out of there. And the shit with Valchek, that man was fearless. He went head to head with the commissioner like it wasn't shit.
And with what I'm learning about the Barksdale case, I got all kind of shit I can throw.
Then he had Carcetti in his pocket. Everything lined up for Stan. Valchek was too petty to be commissioner.
And now you're gonna tell me who the target is?
It's funny, they didn't choose him because of his good track record. They chose him because they knew he'd go along with the bullshit. Anyway, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the list. This is my top picks for the worst, most corrupt characters on the show. And if you haven't seen part 1, do your boy Big Rich a solid and check that shit out. If you're still here and haven't subscribed yet, hit that red button. And shout out to Johnny L. Brown for jumping on. Make sure y'all got notifications on so you don't miss the interview. Big Rich, Chop Shop signing off. I'll see y'all next time.